Hey guys, what's up? So these are just a few things that you should know before you get a ferret. There are probably a ton more things that I didn't write down, but this is just 10 of the things that I wrote down that I think are really important to know before you do get a ferret. So ferrets are obligate carnivores. They are meat eaters, so no fruits or veggies or anything like that or sugary foods. If you're going to feed kibble, I have heard amazing things about Wysong Epigen 90 digestive support, but I currently don't have easy access to it. I could potentially buy it off of Amazon, but it is extremely expensive for pretty much the same amount of food that I get right now for more than half the price. So it's just not reasonable for me to buy that right now. I currently feed my ferrets a mixture of Origin Cat and Kitten and Versalega ferret food, but I'm in the process of transitioning them to strictly just Origin, which is why I'm currently mixing the food. If you're able to, feeding your ferrets a raw diet is the best thing you can do for them, though it is a lot of learning and a lot of work, and you need to make sure you do have freezer space, which is the only reason that I am currently not feeding my ferrets raw, is because we do not have the freezer space. Number 2 is that ferrets need at least 4 hours out of the cage every single day. I do shift work, so on the days that I do work, the ferrets only get 2 to 3 hours out a day, so I make up for it by, on my days off, making them basically have the entire day out. I spend a lot of time down here in my little book nook ferret area, and they just have free roam of this area while I'm down here on my days off. I pretty much, if I have nothing to do, they're out all day if they want to be. And it's really important that you make sure that they get this time out of the cage to play and burn off energy. Number 3 is that ferrets do need to have their teeth brushed, their ears cleaned, and their claws trimmed to help maintain good health and hygiene. Trimming their claws is a very important one because their claws can split and they do get caught on things a lot, and that can be very distressing for them. Number 4 is that when you adopt a baby ferret, a kit, typically they will be very, very bitey. You can curb this habit by scruffing them, dragging them across the floor, and saying a firm no or making a hissing sound. You're going to have to do this repetitively for a little while until they kind of understand that they're biting too hard and that they need to stop. But they will eventually get it. Number 5 is that ferret proofing is extremely important. If you don't ferret proof, you could risk your ferret getting out of the house, getting into somewhere that they shouldn't. You could risk never seeing them again. If they get lost, they could get hurt. It's very important that you ferret proof for the protection of your ferret, especially if you have a free roam ferret that has access to pretty much everywhere in the place that you live. We only give our ferrets half of our basement, and we block it off with a Marshall's small animal playpen. We have 2 of them, and they're lined up side by side so that they block off half the basement, and they have tons of area to run around and play, and they're completely safe. Number 6 is that ferrets are little thieves. They love to steal and stash things, so if you leave something laying around somewhere, they most likely will grab it and hide it somewhere. One thing that I will say that my ferret Mika specifically tries to steal and hide is my cell phone. So if they do stash things, find their stash spots, because if you keep your phone on silent like me, you do not want to lose it and have no idea where it went. Number 7 is that you'll need to wash your ferret's bedding at least once a week, and you're not going to want to use dryer sheets in the dryer with their blankets, because I learned the hard way that this will cause them to have coughing and sneezing fits, and it's just generally not healthy for them. So when you pull the blankets out of the dryer, there might be a little bit of static, but that goes away pretty quickly. It's not like it's not manageable, and then you can put it back into their cage and they'll be completely fine. You just need to make sure that you are washing their blankets once a week to make it so that it's clean and healthy inside their cage. Number 8 is that ferrets can be litter trained, but this does not mean that you will not find little poop mines around sometimes, because they will leave them for you. You're also going to want to make sure that you are not using a dust or clumping litter. They're not good for your ferrets. You want to use either puppy pads or recycled newspaper litters. Number 9 is actually something that nobody talked about when I was looking into getting a ferret, and this is ferret vet bills. Now, ferrets will need to go to the vet, just like any other pet like a cat or a dog, and vet bills can be extremely costly. And if you are not maintaining your ferret's health, like brushing their teeth or cleaning their ears or anything like that, then there is a chance that they will need to go to the vet for their teeth as well, and it can be extremely costly. Now, vet bills for any animal are expensive, and ferrets are no exception to that, and you want to be prepared for it, because it's going to happen that they're going to need to go to the vet for something, and it can be sudden and unexpected, and you want to be prepared for it. And I wish that people had talked about that when I was looking into getting ferrets, because I think that it is extremely important that you are prepared for that. Number 10, it is extremely important that you are 100% sure that you want a ferret. They are a lot of work, and they do have the lifespan of some dogs, so they can live for quite a long time, and you have to make sure you're willing to put in the work for many years. You need to make sure you have time for them and that you will always have time for them. They're not the type of pet that you just go out and buy on a whim and then stop taking care of when it becomes inconvenient for you. They're a pet. When you take it into your house, they're under your care and protection. They're going to depend on you to be there for them and rely on you for basic things like drinking, eating, clean litter, and playing. You just have to be completely prepared to set aside time for them every single day for many years, because they're going to need that. As I've said before, ferrets, I believe, are kind of like a mix between a cat and a dog. I hope that I've helped somebody out there that is interested in getting a ferret and wanted to know a few things before getting one, and I hope that I have answered any questions that people may have had about ferrets. So those are my 10 things that I think you should know before you get a ferret. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!